You look good.
I do look good. Welcome into Lightning Round. I am Kevin Tompkins. Tonight we are doing a Football Guys draft up on FFPC. We are ready. Coop is ready. I am ready. Gary is almost ready. He will be here in mere moments. But this is Lightning Round, and this draft is starting in like 2 minutes. Coop, my friend, how are you this evening?
Those cold opens are dope, dude. I love that. I am ready personally. My apartment is, or my new house that I bought is not ready. As you can see, there's going to be pictures of Tom Brady on the wall soon. Once we get all the second coat of paint up there, but just not quite yet. But I'm ready to draft, man. That's what matters.
That second painted coat. We are ready. We're ready to coat a paint of some awesome draft value here and ready to throw this down here. So I'm going to get the draft board up here. Gary will be joining us in just a few minutes here, or a couple minutes. So we are going to be picking at the 107 here. We are Lightning, only fitting. That is me, Gary, and Mr. Andrew Cooper. So what are your initial thoughts here? We are going to be on the clock in about 1 minute, or not. Well, the draft is going to be starting in 1 minute. Initial thoughts here of what we can kind of expect at 107.
Yeah, I mean, this is for anyone that hasn't done any of these. These are pretty high stakes. I think this is a $350 buy-in. That's what we did here.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's pretty decent.
Pretty decent.
Pretty decent. So these are full PPR, tight end premium. There's kickers and defenses, which you have to worry about later. For me personally, in these, and we talked about this, I have a set of running backs I'd like to get, even though I personally am a big tight end guy, and I think tight end value can be generated later. I'm still willing to take Kelsey at 7 if an exact set of running backs go first. So if the draft starts 6 running backs, I'm on board with us taking Kelsey. Normally, I wouldn't, but in this format, with everything that's laid into it, I mean, he's about as safe as it gets, And, when you have a $350 buy-in in this type of thing, there is money to be made if you don't win the whole thing. This isn't the Scott Fish Bowl where nobody remembers who came in second.
Gary, I sent you the link in your DMs, brother.
There he is, dude. Gary. Speaking of winning the Scott Fish Bowl, Gary Haddow. And I don't know if anybody remembers who Gary beat in the Scott Fish Bowl, but I don't. Gary probably does. But
Tommy Garrett, by the way.
Tommy Garrett. Wow, what a good dude.
Yeah. All right, first 2 picks are off the board here, CMC and Dalvin Cook here. So we are off and running. Gary is there. He is.
Gary is.
He said Scott Fish Bowl, and then you popped up.
That was the code.
Tommy Garrett.
Yeah. So I mean, right. what I was saying is basically that, in this, if you don't come in first, you still win a bunch of money. If you come in like 3rd or 4th or 5th. So in Scott Fish Bowl, you want to sell out to win. Oh, there goes Zeke, bro. Yeah.
There's Travis Kelce, Tyreek. Okay, so now we are here with Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs. So let's talk through this, guys. Justin, we are at pick 107. We are Lightning. Very on brand here.
I'm going AK. He was our highest in our rankings when we had him beforehand.
Yep.
Okay. So
I even pulled the jersey out.
There you go.
Whom shakalaka. I pulled out my lucky Tom Brady red jersey, of course. And since we're playing a $350 buy-in, I'm also drinking some bourbon that costs like $350.
There you go. Well, we got to see what Harry and BJ here do.
Parker's Heritage.
Got to see what they do with a few seconds left on the board. There's a big decision here.
Yeah, this is
all right, wow, Stephon Diggs. So I think we got to go Alvin Kamara here.
Take the chalk, man. 7. Take the chalk. 7.
Got to take.
Kamara.
I was thinking that we were picking 6.
I really like getting Kamara at 107 here. I think that's going to open up a lot for us here to be able to do whatever we want and not have to worry about running back here for at least for a little bit, I would think. But Alvin Kamara, I mean, I like it. I dig it.
You see, Liz Ballard. We should have let everyone in the chat so we could all draft this team together. What do you say?
This is a communal managed team.
Yeah, Liz, if you want to split this with us 4 ways, then yeah, for sure, jump in.
Yeah.
Venmo, it's like $75.
My Venmo's K Tompkins II, by the way. Hit a brother up. All right. So we have the first 7 picks here. So yeah, we'll see. What, and then we're off and running here. We got to see what shakes out here. But I am very happy with getting Kamara at 107. The rules for this. So they are full PPR. We're tight end premium. We have kicker and defense as well. Believe it is 3 wide receiver, 2 flex. I have to take a look here, but okay. Yep. There's so many leagues now. Devonta Adams goes at 8 to Dingus. I have noticed Spearmint Rhinos. I recognize that name from some other FFPC stuff. So we will see how that goes here. But man, I'm pumped. I feel like I want to throw myself into a friggin' wall right now. Getting Kamara.
I'm not sure if you mentioned, this is a managed league with waivers and everything, not best ball. So
we got Fab here to deal with through the season, and we will be checking back in multiple times into this draft as we do shows and stuff like that. So this will not just be the last to hear of this team of the Tri Lightning. Gary, say something, brother. Mickey Mouse, what are you doing?
I am here. My kid, anyway, and I'm just curious if Spearmint Rhino. Do you guys know what that is? I don't know if it's a chain, but I know in Santa Barbara that was a strip club.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know it was some kind. There's some ladies of the night that come out of there, but
it sounds like I like to think of all these team names as strip club names. So you got Salacious Scorp, Harry and BJ. Which, I mean, that strip club would be something.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tri Lightning.
I'm curious, like back to the draft. What do we want to do in round 2? Now we have AK. Do we want to go with the wide receiver? What if Aaron Jones is there? Do you just go and stack him and go AA and go from there?
I think that's something to consider because I value Aaron Jones, in my top 6 as far as running backs. That is something to consider. But, I also really like guys like, George Kittle. I really like Calvin Ridley. Should he be there? DeAndre Hopkins. So I'm and Kittle goes there. It is tight end premium. So you had to figure Kittle was going to be coming off the board. I really didn't think he was going to get back to us at 7. So, yeah, but there is a definite decision to make between some of these elite wide receivers. And then, with the running backs, we're talking, Jonathan Taylor's still there. Antonio Gibson is somebody that I'm very high on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that Jones probably goes in these next 3-4 picks. With Jonathan Taylor, I don't know who the other 2 would be. DeAndre, I mean, honestly, wondering if even it's just going to be 4 in a row right here with Gibson, with Jonathan Taylor, then Aaron Jones, and then Joe Mixon and Gibson. Yeah,
so Hopkins goes and Taylor goes. So we have 3 picks to us here. So, Aaron Jones is definitely attractive there. Calvin Ridley is also very nice there.
I added Nico Collins. I added Nico Collins to the queue just to be safe.
Kind of hate you right now, not gonna lie.
I wonder if this guy's just gonna go super hard Packers stack Adams and Jones.
Yeah, I mean,
bro.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
We could get Aaron Jones here. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Then we don't have to worry about running back for a while, and I think we've gotten 2 top 6 options.
Yeah. You guys know that I'm a little worried about Ridley, and I'm willing to let you guys make that pick, but just know that I'm concerned about him going into that number 1 wide receiver chair, which he did struggle at times when Julio was out facing top coverage. Didn't do well versus Marcus Lattimore. Didn't do well. All right, now we can just take Aaron Jones, and then that's fine. But
yeah, so I'll go ahead. We'll take Aaron Jones, and then I think we're good on running backs for a while.
Probably forever, dude.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't like to be a shell of myself here.
The MVP. The MVP
taking
is
two
back.
running backs. I feel like I have to turn in my 0 RB card right now. Not gonna lie, but those are two guys that are top 6 for me. So I'm happy with that. Any 0 RB bros want to come at me at K Tompkins II?
Yeah. Yeah. The third WGI. So I'm not a Michigan fan, but I do have a number 10 Michigan jersey. And funny story, there's a restaurant right near the new house where I bought, where it's called Luciano's. And when you first walk in, it's a fancy Italian restaurant. The one thing that's not like fancy Italian Frank Sinatra stuff is an autographed Michigan number 10 Tom Brady jersey, because he went out to dinner there once and forgot his wallet there. And someone just found it and called him. And when he showed up to pick up his wallet, he gave them an autographed Michigan Tom Brady jersey, which
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's a dope gift. So I'm Tom Brady through and through. Collins, love him too. So yeah, why not? Wolverines, whatever you guys say. Hook 'em Wolverines.
All right. So we've got some, we're not alone in the double running back streets here with Eckler and Gibson, Henry Taylor, Zeke Elliott, and Najee Harris. We're robust bros. We've got some brothers in arms here, but I would venture to say that that's not going to be lasting for our squad here. I do really like that Waller Hopkins start, though. We'll see what Tyreek Hill does here. Lord Woodrow with his start. But as far as first two, I mean, Barkley 112. I mean, for the upside, I think that's pretty nice.
That Hill at 3 is wild. Like, I'm wondering if that guy is planning on going Mahomes at 303.
Could be playing full court press. Like, you could see CEH go here too. Yeah,
that's crazy, man. $350. Wow.
DK Metcalf
might have found your match, buddy.
Look at this.
Just about to go 0 RB.
Look at the green and yellow stacks there.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Usually
the greens are pretty usual, but you don't see a lot of the yellows like that. To be honest, I mean, I usually see the wide receiver starts at like 12. Not too often do you see him at like 3 and 6. Definitely at 3.
Well, the thing with that, I mean, if you're looking at that through a long, a bigger tournament lens, that's going to be pretty unique. If that's a team that gets there, how many starts are you going to see with Tyreek Hill? You're taking Tyreek Hill more than likely, back half of the first. You're not taking Metcalf there. You're going to still be in that range of like Ridley or Hopkins. So Hill and Metcalf, I mean, if you're taking Hill at 3, that's pretty unique. You're not going to see that a lot.
Yeah, and with those guys screwing up their draft like that, you're not going to see a lot of Alvin Kamara and Aaron Jones stacks either. So
yeah.
Like, thank you. Who is that one there? Lord Woodrow. Very cool, dude. Thank you. Keep taking weird players.
Dalvin Cook and
you can definitely make the case that after CMC and Dalvin, that there are question marks at every running back about their usage, about what's going to happen about that. I mean, that's a common refrain regardless, right? For any of pretty much the entire first round after those two guys. So, hey, take your shot. You're not going to get Tyreek again. I mean, it feels like more of a best ball move than in a managed league, but hey.
Or a half PPR move. I mean, if this is full PPR and Tyreek is just not a big target hog, to be honest. Like, I know he's capable of it, but it's just not his MO,
Yeah.
As Keenan Allen drops right there as we talk about target hog.
Yeah, that's a good pick, man. I love Keenan Allen. I'd love to get I doubt any of these guys are watching our stream. That would be such a power move by them. But I would love to get Allen Robinson if we can get him coming back. He slides to us, because he's a guy that is a target hog no matter what, no matter who the quarterback is. Even Andy Dalton, I view them as an upgrade. Mitch Trubisky is now a backup quarterback in this league. Andy Dalton kind of supported a number of assets. You know what I mean? Like, they threw the ball a ton in Dallas last year, and CeeDee Lamb was a top 24 wide receiver. Amari Cooper is a top 24 wide receiver. So.
Who just went as wide receiver 9, by the way?
Too early.
CeeDee Lamb.
Again, like you say, it's too early, but like in this type of I don't know, I don't think
shoot your shot.
Spicy, but I mean, you're spending $350. That I don't understand the people that have like 15 of these leagues. Like, money just to drop on these, but
once we win this one next year, I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is an investment, and I'm probably just gonna play like 1,000,000 of them, and then I'll probably have to retire from fantasy football. But
Dwayne McFarland's that like he got second or third, and I was asking him about it. And he was like, I mean, I hit it pretty well like a couple of years in a row, and he's like, it kind of just like now that allows me to do it. And it's like, I mean, it makes sense.
I dig it. I dig that.
You
well, DK Hill
stuff on it.
So see, the thing with CeeDee Lamb for me is that we talk about this all the time, but he played 94% of his snaps from the slot. Only 64% of the overall snaps. Even if they move, like, are they really going to take Michael Gallup and take him off the field that often? And that was with Blake Jarwin hurt. Now they have 2 tight ends, right? So if they go on the field with Jarwin and Schultz at the same time, a wide receiver has to come out unless they're going empty sets. And they have two running backs too. So if they go 2 running back sets, the guys are coming out. So I don't think it's a situation like the Bengals where they can have 3 wide receivers on the field for every single snap, So you have to have 5 down linemen. Like there's guys are going to have to come out. It could be Gallup a lot, but it could be CeeDee Lamb just enough that he's playing like 75% of the snaps, and now you reach for him in the third. Allen Robinson's never coming out of the game. You know what I mean? Unless he's hurt. A number of these guys that are still left are never coming out. Adam Thielen in games he was healthy played 96% of the snaps, 100% route participation. We would never take him this early, but that's an example of a guy who's always going to be out there, as opposed to CeeDee Lamb, who might not. That's what scares me with that pick. He could be amazing, but I'm just a little worried. If Gallup was gone, then we'd have a full-on Godwin, Mike Evans situation, and I'd be all over it. All right, let's talk about this pick.
Yeah. Actually, I was gonna put Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the queue and be like, "You want to go hyper fragile, boys?" But
I would.
That would have been, And then David Montgomery just went. So right now we're looking at like Allen Robinson, and then there's a tier break there for me with Robert Woods, Amari Cooper, guys like that. I think DJ Moore is into that tier for me. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Should Robinson go?
So you would take DJ Moore over Robert Woods? I like them both. I like them both. I mean, I think DJ Moore is the upside play. Robert Woods is the floor play. But in something like this, I would rather have the upside play. Right. I think Amari Cooper and Mike Evans, if this were half PPR, I'd be more interested. Especially Mike Evans is more of a half PPR pay. Same with Adam Thielen. They're not going to, even if they get 120 targets, I just don't see them getting with the way that Tom Brady plays and the way that the Vikings do things. Like those guys aren't going to get rack targets.
Kyle Pitts. I think we're smashing Allen Robinson here, guys.
I said it easy, man. Easy one for us, And we can take the chalk all the way down for a little bit, and then we take risks. You know what I mean? Then we slam on the real risky upside guys. You don't have to do that right now. When if CeeDee Lamb starts playing 85, 90% of the snaps, he could be Allen Robinson. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're already getting Allen Robinson, and then you're not even factoring in, a quarterback upgrade, from Andy Dalton. So, that's that could spike things even further for that offense. So Allen Robinson there, I mean, Andy Dalton might be the best quarterback he's ever played with, and then might get a better one later in the year.
Yeah. And I mean, everything that's coming out, I like, even in like FFCC, the same thing. Like I have Andy Dalton in my queue right now. It's like super late, and I'm like, hey, if he gets a couple weeks and if he actually plays well and they're winning, what's the need for Matt Nagy to start him? They might just say, let's let him go until the wheels come off, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think Justin Fields plays soon. I think he's right there with Trey Lance. I think those guys, I mean, we don't know, but with draft capital put into those guys, I think they play sooner rather than later. I mean, that would be my first inclination. Trey Lance is looking fantastic, but who doesn't in camp? That's the thing. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, I would put my chips in on Fields and Lance playing a lot sooner. Hawkinson goes, by the way, and that's
that hurts.
Something to think about there. Yeah, it does hurt a little bit
because in these things you hope that Andrews. I have Andrews ahead in half point, Hawk ahead in full point, and you hope that somebody goes Andrews and you end up getting Hawk. But
yeah,
now I don't feel as comfortable taking Andrews in this type of format. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I'm fine with being kind of hands off on Andrews. Even in this format, you still got to contend with, some of those pieces that they just added in Baltimore too. You got to add Rashad Bateman and, Marquise Brown, guys like that, maybe even Sammy Watkins, maybe can find a little bit of something there. So Mark Andrews can either be the top guy again and just remain status quo, or he can maybe fall to like the third target in a touchdown dependent one.
Yeah. I mean, what I do, like the articles I write, the things I do, I'm so plugged in with tight ends, and like not even to be like arrogant on it. I literally have to do it for what I do for work within this industry, so I'm going to be scouring every week, all the stats, all the alignments, everything for the tight ends. Like we can invent a tight end if we need to, we're going to take guys that we think are valuable in this draft, but finding tight end off waivers, like I've already pretty much promised everyone that I'm going to do that, so if there's any position that I'm comfortable myself waiting on, is that particular one.
Yeah, this is a good point too. How far does the top 3 quarterback have to drop to you for you to go get them? I mean, I just think it's where we're comfortable with our board, with what's there. I mean, we're not going to go pigeonhole a, round square peg round hole a quarterback, but if it makes sense and maybe there's a stacking opportunity, it's got to present itself. It's not something you enforce.
Yeah. Do we consider taking Patrick Mahomes here though?
I would not. I think Patrick Mahomes, I think there's a lot of value elsewhere that we can make up with a quarterback later versus taking the premium pick, especially at this point in the fourth where there's so many awesome wide receivers. And other than that, I don't think I would entertain that. Now I'm taking a look at what's there. I really like, we're talking about guys like DJ Moore.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, because we're kind of getting it's making this draft easy in a sense, because I would be interested. I mean, it sucks that Robert Woods is gone, and let's not jinx DJ Moore here, but I mean that'd be an easy pick. Let's move him in the queue.
I have him in the queue. I also have another one, a Tampa Bay wide receiver in there too.
That's
maybe not the one that catches only like 65 balls, but the other one.
Right. So Godwin concerns me a little bit from the same standpoint of they've got O.J. Howard back. And if they want to go 2 tight ends, who comes out of the game? Because Tom Brady loves Antonio Brown. You know what I mean? They have like slumber parties and all that. So, I have a little trouble there, because if it's a red zone situation, Mike Evans is 6'5", 231. He's not coming out. So then it comes down to, if you go in 2 tight end, who comes out? Maybe they'll make it easy for us and let us get DJ Moore here.
And I'm just going to assume DJ Moore over Adam Thielen.
Yeah. I really like that's man. Yeah, I am so in love with that pick.
Yeah, easy one.
Because that's a 3rd round guy for me that made it there in the 4th after Allen Robinson. So
that's 2 rounds in a row now that's happened where or it happened with the Kamara and Aaron Jones. We considered taking Aaron Jones 1st round, we got him 2nd round. We considered taking DJ Moore last round, we got him the following round.
Hey, Kev, what is the QB scoring? Is it 4-point passing?
It is 4-point passing, yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm really liking this.
Kyler this 4 for me there.
Yeah, this 4 pick start here: Kamara, Jones, Robinson, Moore. I mean, man,
I love that. The Brady Brown stack. I mean, if you look at going back to last year, that's best ball, of course, but you look at the amount of touchdowns that they scored to end the season, including playoffs and stuff. It was a touchdown a game. You know what I mean? Like, when Tom Brady came, when Antonio Brown came to New England, he played 1 game and he scored a touchdown, and then he jumped in the stands in the Dolphin Stadium and was like sitting in the front row. Like, yeah, the guy is crazy, but I mean, he can catch the football and he knows how to beat guys in those one-on-one situations. And there's something to be said for that, with like that mind meld of you practice all week and you figure out something that works, and then you go in the game and you say to the coordinator, I know this certain route is going to work for Antonio right now against this guy, and then it does. Like that's what happens with Gronk too. Gronk had the most catches over 20 yards of any tight end last year. I think he had like the third most contested catches, just because they have that and they know they can make it work, and that's what happens in the red zone. So, sorry to ramble, but I do like Antonio Brown at ADP.
Yeah, I don't mind him either. I mean, old frozen feet can he can have a place on my team. There's Mahomes there, but yeah, this in the chat here. Yeah, that is optimal. That is as optimal can get.
Imagine.
And then Kevin gets to say, "Let's go get Burrow," and just money rains down upon us.
Yeah.
I'm crying. I would go into a monologue. I would go solo layout and just start crying.
Yeah. The scary thing is that, like, so you think about, he just got Mahomes at what pick is that? Like
4.0 what?
I mean, like
410.
That's well beyond ADP. That's so like he's getting a value there, and the scary, like that guy's capable of just winning the league.
Yeah, he got the Hill Mahomes stack, and that's and that's where that makes sense, and I like that. Just Mahomes by himself in a vacuum. I mean, you take him at the 4th, or you're going to take like Russell Wilson in like the 7th or 6th. I mean, that's where you're going to take these wide receivers and stuff like that. That's my lone issue with Patrick Mahomes, is just spending that capital on a guy like that when you can get 80% 4 rounds later.
Yeah, and I mean, I never bash on the 0 RB technique, Kev. I've tried it. I'm not great at it, but like I would run it. But in this draft right now, we have 2 guys going 0 RB, and it's almost like that 1 fedora per crew rule, where it's like once you start getting too many people going 0 RB, you lose the value of it, Yeah. So I'm kind of glad we didn't. We were thinking about. I mean, we could have easily ended up with a build that was hero RB, right, with Kamara first round. But I feel like I feel better about not doing that. Look at the wide receivers going in the first team too.
Yeah. Which I think that's, you have such an advantage at the 101 there. I don't know if I would have taken Lamb. I would have taken probably AJ Brown there and then come back with, I mean, I don't know if I would rather take Deontay Johnson than Chase. There's a lot of receivers I'd rather have than Chase. You're making that bet on the Bengals offense and hoping that he can just step in and be a stud, when it's way more likely that Higgins and Boyd are going to be those guys where Chase is going to work his way in. Can he be a stud? Sure. But I don't know if that's a high percentage outcome, right out of the gate for him.
I'm going to tell you a pick right now that I would love to make. Oh, wow. Yeah,
that's a thing. I just put 2 guys in the queue that I'd be thrilled to have right here.
No, hold on. Where'd the draft board go? Oh, you have it there. Dude, did someone take?
Who?
Wow, Darrell Henderson went.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, like, it feels like running backs are missing, and that there are some guys that are falling, because like Henderson and Jacobs in the 4th just feels so early.
I would have liked Henderson there, to be honest. Like,
okay,
this round, I was just searching for him. I didn't realize he went. Henderson in the 4th, 5th is actually where I like him now. They're treating him in that way where he's getting all the first team reps, and they say he's not going to play in the preseason games. They're kind of committing to him,
All right, so we're up here in 2 picks. Do you have any issues with the 2 guys I have in the queue right now? I have Higgins and I have Brandon Ayuk right now in there. I would have considered Thielen over Ayuk, but I think I like those 2. I mean, I think Ayuk or Higgins is a smash if I can get him here, or if we can get him here. Ayuk went. So I think we got it.
Okay, let's go with Higgins. If Kyler is there next round, we need to take Kyler. That would be my thing.
So I would where am I? Where are we? I would personally take Thielen here, but Thielen's so far down that I think we can get.
Thielen's already gone.
Thielen's gone.
Oh, Thielen's gone. Yeah, I'm good with Higgins.
I thought that's who you were gonna say.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that. If Thielen's gone, then for sure. I just like taking the guys that are like locked into the those two wide receiver consolidated target shares, which we don't have that with Higgins and Chase and Boyd the way you do with just Jefferson and Thielen. Because, I mean, who even is the third wide receiver? Olabisi Johnson just tore his ACL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like
it might be Marset. It could be, BB. It could be, yeah,
exactly.
That's the thing. It's so consolidated right now.
Right. That's why I love that, because it's so safe, But again, the upside for a guy like Higgins is that, Higgins could just be soaking targets,
Yeah, Higgins is pretty much a borderline alpha, and there's definitely paths to him. If Burrow didn't get hurt, he would be a lot closer to Justin Jefferson than anybody wants to admit.
I just have to laugh that Team 8, if you swap DJ and Mike Evans, is like Kevin's ideal team from what he has been drafting. It's like Hawkinson with these three, and then Travis Etienne.
Well, you sub out Mike Evans for like more, and that is it.
Yeah. That's what he just said.
Honestly. Oh, did he? Okay, I didn't.
That's what Gary just said. Yeah.
You swap DJ, and then it's like exactly your team.
I thought you said TJ, as in Hawkinson, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's like a wet dream start. Murray goes, by the way.
Yeah, I figured he would. As soon I feel like once Allen goes, the clock just starts.
All right, let's take Dak Prescott. Who says no?
I don't. I would. I don't know. I'm looking at these guys, and these are quarterbacks that we can get later if we want to stack them. I would consider staying with the wide receiver run here, but that's just me.
What about Dak?
I would unstacked. I'm not entirely sure with that. I think he goes, but it's a thought. I just think we could backdoor that too with like Gallup and Jarwin and guys like that too, and Pollard.
You think that there's you want to draft Joe Burrow is what you want to do, because we're not stacking Sam Bradford or Andy Dalton or Justin Fields. So why don't you just say you want to draft Joe Burrow?
I'll draft Joe Burrow. I will also draft Justin Fields too.
Why don't we draft Dak Prescott? We can just get exposure to what could be the best offense in the league. He was on pace to absolutely obliterate the pass attempt record by 100 attempts last year before he got hurt.
And then there's also paths to Joe Burrow being that kind of upside 4 rounds later too.
Do you think so? He's looked. I don't like the reports so far. I just don't see. The Bengals are projected to win 6 games.
There's Lamar Jackson, and that's fine with me. The Bengals win 6 games, they're going to be throwing a ton. To those 3 wide receivers, and I'm fine with that. They were already paid with Burrow. They were already pacing for almost 47 attempts a game before he got hurt too.
6 and now there's an extra game. 6 and 11 football is not always as romantic as we think it is. Sometimes it's 3 and out and struggling, and literally the things that Joe Burrow just said the other day, where he's like, it doesn't feel good, it doesn't look good. Like, that's sometimes what 6-win football looks like. That's what worries me. Like with Dak Prescott, we have a guy who, this team has all the weapons. They have this offensive line is like Hall of Famers. You know what I mean? Like all pros, Zach Martin, Tyron Smith. Even La'el Collins is probably the best lineman on the Bengals, and I don't know. I have a spot where to me, Dak Prescott could be the number 1 quarterback in fantasy, and I don't think Joe Burrow can be this season.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I just, what's our contingency then? Because I would like to at least, I think a good idea if we were going to take Dak is then prioritizing, getting a Gallup or getting, at least some options in that offense to kind of backdoor that with.
To backdoor a stack?
Late.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping that somebody takes Dak just so we don't have to have that, that pressure here. But, who do we take if we're not taking Dak in this round?
I
Twitter's
like
team got a high upside.
I like Claypool here. I like Sutton. I like I do like Robbie Anderson. I mean, even taking 2 Panthers, I'm fine with that because I think both guys can eat in that offense. I like Devonta Smith as well.
I look at this list of players. Who on this screen could lead every single player in the league in points? It's just
Chase Claypool.
It's just Dak Prescott. Could be Chase Claypool. Let's add him to the queue. But
Can I throw out a curve?
He just went.
Curveball?
Yeah, what's the
We
curve?
got 2 picks.
I feel weird saying this. Is Myles Gaskin like a possibility?
To be the number? Do you think he could be the number 1 running back?
No, no. I mean, I don't. But I think he could finish a hell of a lot higher than we expect if Tua is a thing. I mean, there's just I hate anytime you have to do an if. Dak is the only player on the board that I think does not have an if. But I'm not saying that we need to take him. I just
feel that's the pick that I would feel like, wow, we just got, once again, for the 5th round in a row, we just got a guy who could be the best player at his position.
So Kenny Golladay was the other person. He's going to be hyper targeted.
He's hurt.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. But I'm just relative to who was on the board, we have seen what Kenny Golladay can do, and he did it on low targets.
All right. I mean, I'm fine with Dak Prescott. There's still wide receivers out there that I really do like, and I think that we can press that advantage even more.
How about we do this? We each get a veto. We each get a veto card moving forward. So I'm gonna use my veto card right now to say I'm planting my flag. I want this Dak Prescott pick right now, and then later on when we're discussing things, you guys can step in and say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna use my veto pick card. I want this guy right now. How's that sound?
Okay.
I really like
that'll work
this year. I had him as
I love him.
Pretty much my QB1, even though I felt like
I think I have him like QB3, dude.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm, Dak makes sense if he can stay committed to the structure after, which I agree with. I think this is where, we can fill out with wide receivers and kind of race to that flex. And then, we've already got 2 running backs. We don't have to take a running back for a while. And we can always piece together tight end too.
I would only take one quarterback late in the draft, and it's Coop's quarterback that I just think if Dak has any throwing issues, then at least that Cam's going to open up the season. And the 4-point league, Cam is like the perfect complement to Dak.
Yeah.
But that's
with this build. Go ahead.
I was to say at this point, now we know we have our starting quarterback. We don't have to worry about this is you set your lineup in this league. We're starting Dak, and he's the guy.
Yep.
I mean, that's a pick that I just I'm confident. I think that he could be the number 1 overall quarterback. I see people in the chat saying Russ or Justin Herbert. When was the last time Russ threw for more than 550 passes in a season? I would say never. I'm not looking at it, but I don't think he's ever thrown more than 550, 575. Dak Prescott was on pace to throw 800 passes. 800. The record is 727 by Matt Stafford. And these are numbers I've been looking at them for a while now that I don't see why they wouldn't come out and do that. That's what they want to do. The defense is bad still, so I'm committed to that pick, dude. I know people say wait on you can wait and take players that are worse, or you could take the very best player that's on the board.
Yeah. Hey, is this league total points for your started roster, or is there any head to head? Is it head to head? It's just 12-team league, and we actually go against people each week.
It's points.
So it is points. It's not head to head.
So we're just trying to score them. I mean, so with this structure, with the 2 running backs, we're good on that. Quarterback, we're good on that. We only have to take, if we want to take another one, we can. I would say probably later. We can cobble to get tight end, take the onesie positions. But I think wide receiver is somewhere where we can just absolutely smash. And there's still so many guys. I mean, people are taking detours right now on Tyler Higbee and Dallas Goedert right now.
Awful.
So
Tyler Higbee in a league like this is that's a guy that blocks on 1 of every 5 pass plays, and he even blocked on 20% of the snaps in that weird 5-game stretch in 2019 when Gerald Everett was out, and they played the worst tight end defenses in the league. Tyler Higbee this year is a wasted pick at any spot, especially where he just got taken.
Yeah, so even taking Dak there, we might not even have to take a second quarterback. So that's something to think about too. I mean, we're going to be starting Dak Prescott fifth, all these weeks. So Myles Gaskin goes at 6'2", or I'm sorry, 6'11". Michael Carter. Yeah, I just don't like that start out. If you've got McCaffrey, I think you kind of squander that advantage there, having the 101.
Also, thanks, Justin. Thanks, Liz. They're helping me out.
All right, so I'm going to put some guys in the queue here.
I put one in that I like.
I don't see anybody in the queue.
I just added two to the queue that should be in there.
Unless I got to refresh it. Let me see.
I'm scared to refresh. Oh, no, they should be there.
Here we go. First one, I don't know, because I don't think we have to do that right now. I mean, that's
are we not allowed to talk about them out loud?
I just don't want to tip anybody off.
No,
I don't want to be that guy.
I don't think these guys have been watching us.
I'm paranoid.
If they're drafting Tyler Higbee, they're not following me on Twitter.
We just referenced DJ Moore and Allen Robinson for like a full round, and I am not logged in. So let's use names.
We mentioned Aaron Jones, for a while,
Not sure about Mostert there. I'm just not sure that we need to do that here with the two that we have. I think this is the prime spot here in these rounds where we can just take wide receivers and fill that out with, we have our flexes, we have our 3 starting wide receivers there.
Mostert also has the same bye week as Kamara.
Yeah,
So not really helping us a whole lot.
I really like Fuller coming up here.
What do you guys think about Devonta Smith or even like Sutton?
Will Fuller.
Let's do it.
Will Fuller hasn't even practiced yet, and he's suspended for a game, but he's a high upside pick.
Absolutely.
Will Fuller will come back around.
I think if someone comes back around, it's him.
I think that Sutton is the guy that can become elite this season.
Right. I have Sutton and Chark kind of very close, and Chark just went. So this is tight end premium, right?
Yes, Russell Wilson just went. Logan Thomas went. So we are up. Do we want to? Yeah, how are we feeling about Sutton?
I like it. I love it. I added him to a queue.
Okay, I think Cortland Sutton's the man. I just took him.
Let's do it, man.
Devonta or Fuller come back.
Could lead the team. We got to start thinking about some tight ends here. I mean, I love the ADP in this league. The fact that guys that I personally like. I mean, I like getting.
You got me on Hunter Henry, man, and that's a guy we don't.
Yeah, I like Adam Trotman, Henry, Evan Ingram. If we can get 2 of those guys, if we can get 2,
3.
And then maybe Cole Kmet later if we need it, like 2 or 3 of those guys. So with Cole Kmet, you think about what the Bears are doing. Last year he was splitting time with Anthony Miller, right? He wasn't really even splitting time with Jimmy Graham. They were basically just going 2 tight end sets and taking Anthony Miller out. They just traded Anthony Miller. I don't even know who the slot guy is. Who is their third wide receiver?
Javon Wims, maybe?
He was, Wims.
Or Daz Newsome.
So
that's the thing.
Yeah, so I think they're going to be running a lot of 2 tight end sets, and they at the end of the season, it was they ran a lot of Kmet in the slot, and I'm certainly interested in him at the right price. We're going to need to get tight ends, and this is also tight end premium, so you don't necessarily need a guy who's a top 2 target on his team. He just needs to be getting consistent targets because we are setting a lineup. It's not best ball.
So I have those 3 plus Jarwin. Those are like my 4 targets in every single draft. It's Henry, Ingram, Troutman. Troutman's actually the top, I think, because of the Thomas injury.
The old Dak Jarwin stack.
Yeah, there's a stack partner there that's still there that could come back to us after the wrap.
Get a little
Michael Gallup, yeah.
So the good thing about these tight ends is we could probably at some point just say, okay, tight end time, and just go and try and get a back-to-back and just go, say we take Trotman and then say whoever's left out of Ingram or Hunter Henry and kind of say, oh, okay, you know what? We'll start Hunter Henry because he's probably safe. And then if one of the other guys proves to be a focal point of the offense, we'll slide him in.
Yeah. What do you guys think about like Zach Ertz too? You'll wait. I mean, that's
for sure.
That's pretty attractive to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm writing about. I've got an article coming out on Friday where basically the gist of it is that even if Goddard grades out better than Ertz, which Goddard graded out like a 79 as a pass catcher and Ertz is a 76, Goddard has been the number 2 and number 3 run blocking tight end in the league
since 2018.
Right, and Ertz is. He grades in like the 50s. So if you have to pick one guy to play the slot and one guy to play in line, you're never going to make Ertz stay in there and block. And that's just the way it goes with tight end rooms. I actually tweeted out Bill Belichick saying the other day about guys like you figure out who you have in the room and what their skill set is. And if one guy can do multiple things and one guy can do one thing, someone needs to get moved. And unfortunately for Dallas Goedert, because he's so good at blocking and Ertz is bad at it, and they're both pretty good at catching, they're never gonna let him play slot the way they did in the weeks when Ertz was out, So until Ertz gets traded, I'm out on Goddard, and I'm kind of interested in Ertz.
Yeah, I'm fully out on Goddard. I'm not touching him. Michael Thomas goes at the wrap, by the way. 801. We're up in 3 picks. I've got some guys in the queue. Like I'm looking at if we want to continue the wide receiver run. There's Visca, there's Will Fuller, and there's Michael Gallup, and all 3 of those are great for me. Yeah. I think Gallup makes sense here to backdoor that Dak Prescott stack. We can always get Jarwin later on. I mean, what do you think? What do you guys think about that? I don't know if I saw Troutman in there too. I don't know if we have to get that right now.
I don't think we do. Well, I put him in the queue just so we wouldn't forget.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, there's Mostert right there. Huh?
Visca just went. I think Gallup's the play here.
It is hard to pass on Mostert.
I mean, bro, I want to Mostert. Yeah, I mean,
fight the urge, man. Fight it. We've got Kamara and Jones, man.
I just think about who the running backs are that I gravitate.
Who's gonna be our third running back, Kev?
Yeah, and it's like we're gonna end up with Gio or Kenny. Like
no, we don't have to go that late.
Who do you like
again? But who is who
do you like off that list? Who do you like off that list as a guy that we could start in our lineup?
I mean, if I'm looking at guys like I like Connor, I like Jamal Williams, I like Kenny Drake, I like those guys who just went.
We're gonna plug
Gallup. We just got fucking sniped on Gallup.
We're gonna plug Jamal Williams into our lineup for a bye week.
What do you think? What do you think about Will Fuller?
Will Fuller for me, highest expected points per snap last year.
I like him. Let's take him.
Okay,
not expected, but actual points per snap.
All right.
Hey, I want to ask the chat a question. So chat.
Justin, Liz.
Yeah. Pull up the board there and see where we took Dak, right? All those guys on the left and then Sutton, who we took. Would you have preferred one of the guys on the left there and Justin Herbert in our Sutton pick? Or do you like the Dak and Sutton? Like, would you guys have preferred somebody in that
2v2?
Yeah, like what would you guys have preferred if we waited? Because we wouldn't have got Russell Wilson. He went before our next pick. But we could have waited and got Justin Herbert. So is there another combo, like maybe Kenny Golladay and Herbert versus Dak and Sutton? What do you guys think?
Dak and Sutton. Sorry, you're asking them.
I am Dak and Sutton.
Well, because I think that there are a couple people in the chat that didn't like the move, and at the time it was a kind of a controversial pick. You know what I mean? Like there were other options, but I think now looking at it, maybe it's like Chark instead of Sutton, and I think for me now looking at it, maybe Myles Gaskin. I don't know. It's hard to say.
No,
I think we made the right pick though.
Fully on the same page. There goes Raheem.
Yeah. I like hearing it because it's like this is how you get better for the next 7 or 8 $350 drafts we're gonna do because these are awesome.
And this is something too that we can look into. Like, you could pinpoint a spot in the draft and be like, okay, what would you do here? This is who you have available. They're like logic puzzles,
right?
You could do that with a draft. Like, okay, well, at 6'7" or 6'6", I mean, Robbie Anderson was just taken. You've got 3 wide receivers. You got Kamara Jones up top. What's your pivot here? What are you doing? Like, that stuff. I'm surprised we don't see more of that as far as like engaging like the community in kind of gauging thoughts on that.
Liz,
but I think we made the right pick.
This is interesting because usually I don't pick Damian Harris, but Liz makes Damian Harris is the exact kind of guy where you don't start him. We don't start him at a flex probably unless he blows up. But I would feel very comfortable when week 6 rolls around and Kamara's his bye week. I would feel highly comfortable putting Damian Harris into the lineup and saying, this guy's not going to get me a 0, So that would have been probably a pretty good pick there. It's not an upside pick, but
I feel the exact same way about Zach Moss and James Conner.
Well,
more so about Zach Moss. I feel like Zach Moss and Damian Harris for me are on par. If it, obviously Cam's there now. If Mac was the starter, I think Damian Harris is an obscene value if Mac comes in because that offensive line is so good.
Zach Moss still there?
Yeah, he hasn't been taken.
Well, I'm down with that. Who they playing? Who they play in week 6? The thing about Damian Harris is he has 5 career catches. So that's not great. And,
I believe it was he hasn't had a catch since the Reagan administration.
Tennessee on prime time.
There hasn't been a Patriots running back who has had 200 plus carries and 35 plus receptions since Robert Edwards and Curtis Martin when Pete Carroll was the coach in the 90s. So that's just not something they do, man. And I'm wearing the jersey. I've been watching it. They like the split backfield. But Damian Harris is the exact kind of guy you want in this, where you're just looking for somebody who you can put in your lineup and not get you a zip 0. So that is, well, you should have said that in the chat before we picked Will Fuller. We need you out here.
Pollard's interesting too, as far as at least some correlation with our, a little bit of a stack there. Because I think Pollard's going to have more of a role this year in Dallas. But
I got a wide receiver and a running back that I like, and that would be Zach Moss for running back. And maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid, but dude, Elijah Moore looks.
Dude, I do like Elijah Moore all of a sudden.
Just everything about it. It's not just the videos; it's what we thought. I remember the Ball Blast girls being like, "Dude, this dude could be an Antonio Brown type thing," and it stuck with me. And you just think that dude's gonna be the one. So
Antonio Brown as a rookie was pretty bad though, but he was also a 6th-round pick. But with Elijah Moore, I was the one that was down on him. Remember, Gary, you liked him and I was down, but I was down on him for the same reason as the CeeDee Lamb issue, where if you play slot, you come out for 2 wide. They just said the other day that he's already starting in 2 wide receiver sets. He's out.
Corey is not. He's not a 1A. Corey is a 1B/2B.
Right. I think Corey Davis is the guy you have play split end and put his big clunky foot in the ground and get jammed up so that the other guy can play flanker and run free. So I've done a 180 on Elijah Moore, and in this group we're scientists here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We're not going to get take lock. I was against Elijah Moore. New information has come to light, and now I recognize that, and I've moved Elijah Moore up in my rankings. And if people don't do that, then you can't trust them to play this game. Because no one's just going to guess it from the start.
Yeah. So, all right. So Pollard was an interesting wrinkle if he could have gotten there. I think we could wait one more round and then start and then hit another running back potentially. To me, the decision is between, I think, either Elijah Moore, Connor, or Moss.
No more. We can take a little break on wide receivers.
You want to? All right. I mean, I'm fine with that, and I like Connor over Moss.
Well, actually, we already have our assuming Cortland Sutton's good to go, we have our starting lineup. Or no, we need a tight end. You like Connor over Moss?
I do like Connor over Moss. I just think that Devils backfields might be too much for me. But Singletary's the value. That's the thing.
Singletary did play more pass snaps, technically.
So,
But Chase Edmonds plays more pass snaps.
Mecole Hardman goes. So I think, Gary, right now we are looking at, I think the decision right now is between Moss and Connor. And I know you're Connor. I would take Connor over Moss.
You would.
You guys pick.
That's interesting. And you would
think we roll Connor here?
Connor Moss over Moore?
I think right now we can just take that detour. I mean, I don't think Elijah Moore is going to be there when we come back, but I'm fine with that if we can get a Connor.
I would rather Elijah Moore.
I'm concerned that we come back and our running back here is going to be, honestly, if our running back, our third running back ends up being David Johnson or Kenyon Drake, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, let's take Elijah.
You want to just go Moore?
Yeah, fuck it. This is a tournament. Like, you got to go big. Like Zach Moss. I mean, these guys aren't.
Who knows about Fuller and who knows about Sutton, and that he's potentially our fourth. Our flex 2.
I really like that.
David Johnson had his best yards per carry of his career, but so now last year 4.7 yards. So now we go. What sucks?
I think we go running. We go running back here.
We have to, and we have to go tight ends. We have to figure all that out. But
yeah,
what sucks is that I do love. There's so many wide receivers that I love in the next few rounds. So, but now we can't take any of them. That's the part that with this whole wide receiver heavy approach.
But the ones we've got, if we can get a hit on Moore, plus Robinson, Moore, Higgins, and then plus our top quarterback in Prescott. I mean, I think we're in a really good position right here, with the wide receivers that we have, and I think that there goes Connor. But there's still running backs I really like here in this range, like Jamal Williams, Kenyon Drake, Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards not going to get shut out of that offense.
Jamal Williams is the backup running back on the worst team in football, so kind of hard to get excited.
I get it.
Sorry, no. You can mute me. Or why don't you play one of our sounders for me?
Stop it.
No. Yeah, that's.
Stop it. Get some help.
I would say this is Kev when you say Jamal Williams is going to suck.
No, God!
I love it.
I would have loved Hines. I'm pumping him up a little bit more now that with the whole Wentz thing. Jacob Eason's Captain Checkdown might have resurrected Nyheim Hines.
He's just gonna throw to Mo Alley Cox.
I'm gonna take
taller than everybody.
I'm gonna take Hines and draft with Giants in like the 5th round. There's points for kick. There's points for kicking punt return. It's a yard. It's a point in draft with Giants. It's a point for every 10 yards. 2 points for every 10 yards for returns. Ridiculous. So I'll be taking Pollard, Hines. I don't even care. I might even be on the clock in that.
So we're 9 rounds deep in here. I like this. I like this start here. Usually I would draft a wide receiver a little earlier in the 2nd, but even though we started our wide receiver run in the 3rd, Robinson, Moore, Higgins is friggin' nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems filthy.
It's
Trautman and Aaron Jones.
I mean, it's 2 top 6.
Oh, Trautman went. So we got to take at least one of our tight ends here. Oh, my God, dude. Why do we take somebody wide receivers? God damn it, Kev.
Like, what tight end?
Hey, Kev, this is definitely your fault. I want to get
seriously, what tight end?
I want to get Hunter Henry and then Evan Ingram back to back, but we're only going to be able to get one of them, and then we're going to be in big trouble.
I'm fine with Hunter Henry here. You're not going to twist my arm.
How many wide receivers can we start in our lineup at one time? 4. Okay, so we have 2 bench wide receivers already. Awesome.
That's fine. I mean, that's going to account for projection error. It's going to account for a lot of things. So
I feel like the beer all of a sudden kicked in for Coop.
I've never made a projection error in my life.
I say we go Hunter because John.
Should I go DM Bender about that one, or
the beer might have? I'm just concerned, man. I'm concerned that
Bender's in my draft with Giants league, by the way.
We're in huge trouble now with the now Johnny's going, and people are saying to themselves, "I have Hunter over Johnu." So,
But these guys have tight ends. I think that we're going to be the next tight end taken if we go here. Then the debate is Connor went. Zach Moss is still on the board.
Okay, take Zach Moss here, but then Mike Gesicki bailed us out.
On my face.
That kid must not know that Chan Gailey's gone, dude, because he was the tight end, big slot guy. Now they have 3 wide receivers, and Chan Gailey's gone. I was so big on Mike Gesicki last year, but yeah.
Justin, appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, it was awesome, okay. Justin. Thanks for joining.
Right. Let's take Zach.
We're going to be doing this every week, apparently.
We got it, dude.
Not next week. This time, I'm going to be packing my suitcase for the expo.
The only way we can afford to do these every week is if you guys start creating underdog accounts using promo code Lightning. Get your mom to play. Get your dad to play.
Okay, Zach Moss
to play.
Zach Moss is legit.
Zach Moss or Hunter Henry?
Zach Moss.
Zach Moss.
No question.
Zach
so
Moss.
Many tight ends still.
The running back's important.
All right, I'm fine with that. I think completely fine with Zach Moss.
Still come back to us.
Yeah, the thing is,
Hunter Henry might even come back to us
if we have to get one of Hunter Henry or Evan Ingram. But yeah, the Robert Tonyan guys. I'm just worried about the guys at the end of this round. Yeah, it's right. Premium, man.
Oh, because they're yin and yang.
No, because they like. If you took like these guys, that the guy that has Kelsey and Logan Thomas isn't taking a tight end, but these 4 guys, Tyler Higbee, Dallas Goedert, these guys, they're probably going to be thinking about tight end. I mean, like I said, we'll invent a tight end if we have to.
We will. We have the technology.
Right. Like in a tight end premium draft, I don't even think it's crazy to take Austin Hooper late because they use so many multi-tight end sets, more than pretty much any other team. They're one of the only teams that carried 5 tight ends last year. Austin Hooper was playing every single snap, and a lot of times they were playing 3 tight ends at a time. So I'm interested there. With one of our last picks, we're going to grab some of these guys like Kylan Granson that are getting hyped, maybe a Jacob Harris.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Noah Gray?
I think that this is the first time ever that there's a true handcuff to Travis Kelce. I mean,
those Deion Yelder and Blake Bell.
I think the real handcuff last year, if in a break glass in case of emergency situation, it would have actually been Ricky Seals-Jones that they would have used, but
RSJ.
It never happened. But I think that for once they finally are thinking to themselves, all right, let's get a guy in here. Kelsey's going to be here for the rest of his career. We'll make sure he's paid, and we'll make sure he's teaching the young guy, and then there will be another guy. So
I'm looking at some of these starts here. Like I'm looking at Team 3 where he started out Hill, Metcalf, and McLaurin. And then it kind of went off the rails there with Mahomes, I feel like. And then Beckham will reach a little bit of a reach on Beckham, Goddard, and then
go off the rails with Mahomes. It went off the rails with Odell.
Well, I think it just value-wise, if I said it already. I think I would rather have Dak Prescott 2 rounds later than Patrick Mahomes in the 4th.
Yeah,
right. I just think that when I look at these teams, man, like how can anybody look at our team and be like, that was a really bad pick? Like I just don't think we've made any that are arguably real bad.
Moondog,
there's a good pick, but I love that guy didn't take another tight end. He's going to roll Robert Tonyan.
Tune in next this coming November when we're in last place.
Yeah, Liz Ballard, I do like Everett in this format where it's 10 end premium. In a typical 10 to 12 man redraft league, you want to have your starting tight end be a guy that is a top 2 target on his team, because otherwise you're really bleeding upside, especially with a team that only throws 550 times. You need Lockett or Metcalf to get hurt if Everett's really going to have top 5-6 upside. And if you're in a 10 or 12 man league and your tight end's not top 5 or 6, then mathematically you have a below average tight end. I mean, that's, you want to have your lineup, just everybody in your lineup is above average, high upside type guys, But in this, I would love to, I'll take Everett in this for sure. I'll definitely take him before Austin Hooper.
Yeah, for sure.
How many rounds is this?
I believe this is.
Is it 18?
Hold on.
It's funny. Marvin Jones was somebody I was just thinking about, and I was like,
Terrace Marshall. That's early.
Way too early.
Oh.
That's
That's
like
a terrible pick.
that is okay. So we're gonna get either Ingram or Henry here. By the way,
That's what
I
it
think
I'm-
that if we go Henry, we might still get Ingram.
Yes, let's get Henry.
we got. I would
what-
prioritize Henry.
That's
We
why
would-
this guy's
I think
the
we
Greek
would get
too.
two of Henry, Ingram, and Komet if we were to
We're
go
on
back
right
to-
now. Yeah, let's
So
get Henry.
Gainwell just went. Yeah,
Pick
Hunter
Henry.
Henry.
Yeah.
Called it.
He's so safe, man. I mean, the two target leaders in camp so far have been Hunter Henry with 16 targets and Jonnu Smith with 15. I was looking at it earlier. Hunter Henry caught a touchdown pass the other day from Cam. You know, it's like I think that he's going to be playing the inline Gronk role that's more consistent for targets. I think Jonnu's a great best ball pick because he's a threat to, you know, grab a screen or one of those drags he runs or a play action and take it all the way. But Hunter Henry literally has double the man-to-man receptions that Jonnu Smith has in the last few years. He has double the contested catches that Jonnu has. He's just probably a better route runner, probably a better guy to line up. He had the fourth most snaps at wide receiver last year, 440. Hunter Henry did. These tight end stats are starting to replace childhood memories of mine in my brain. So, Hunter Henry, I love. If we can get Evan Ingram on the way back, then this draft is literally going perfect. Like, I don't want to jinx it, man. I mean, and even if he goes, whatever, you know. But this guy.
So, I just want to throw this out there. There's still wide receivers I really like. Sorry, I can't quit him, man.
Wait. How many rounds is this? We did.
Bro, that's
20.
what I was.
Thank you, Liz. I was wondering why you typed 20. Thank you, Liz.
That's what I'm telling you,
Anderson.
Kev. Like, there's so many wide receivers we like, man, that we don't got to do it.
Kev,
I know
need
we
at
don't.
least-
The
we
one
need
that
at
I
No,
least
I think-
a running back, and we need.
What about a
another
pivot?
tight
I
end.
mean, to at least get something with Dak. Like, if
So that's
Ingram
Blake
goes,
Jarwin.
are we? Yeah, that's the maybe a pivot that we can make too. I mean, the only thing with that is there's no chance in hell unless the apocalypse hits again that Blake Jarwin's going to be a top 2 target on his team. But with the volume that they've got,
not at this point in the league, at this point in the draft, like that's not an option anymore.
it's just how do we trust him?
that's the thing.
Like,
I don't
Zeke,
understand.
Because it could be Dalton Schultz for all we know.
dude, he could be the
Lyndon don't want to hear that, but
Blake Jarwin could be the 7th target on the team.
Okay.
It could be
Hold on.
Amari, CD, Gallup, Zeke, Tony Pollard,
Cedric Wilson.
Dalton Schultz, Blake Jarwin,
I just-
7.
Anthony Ferkser. I mean, again, we're saying Ingram is locked and loaded, right? Like he is the pick no matter what. But
I
like
think
other than that, we're talking about Cole Kmet, which has Moondog, has the running backs, and then we're talking about Austin Hooper. That's not going to be an option. Jared Cook's not going to be an option. Anthony Ferkser and Zach Ertz are probably the next 2 possibilities. If you're trying to get that top 2 that could be there, because what if something happens to Julio? Then sure.
I mean, I think that the Cowboys are going to throw a ton, and it is a stack. So I don't think Blake Jarwin is crazy.
But not at this pick. Like, again, I'm not talking about this pick, but if you're like, I don't want to get locked into this like top 2 thing because we're very far past that. Ingram is the only possible top 2 target right now.
Yeah.
This guy's Gerald Everett guy's making me nervous, man. He's going to take Ingram.
It's crazy
Yeah.
that he took
It's
Everett over
It's the
Ingram.
Spearmint Rhino too.
That's
Makes
tough.
Dude likes to
Makes me
dance.
sick. So the guys before us, the guy after Spearmint Rhino, I think now is the time where those dudes got to start thinking about a quarterback. Like,
Why does Henry Ruggs have an asterisk? Is that an auto pick? Timed out?
that'd be awesome.
Like Latavius is somebody that I was even,
The asterisk is auto pick.
okay, so just timed out. So that's good.
That dude just timed out in the $350 draft. What a
No
boner.
big deal. No big deal.
What a boner.
Wait. Okay, so Ingram's the pick. What if Ingram goes? Then we need to have a backup plan.
Yeah.
I was
I'm
curious
looking
about
Might not
Shady
even be tight
McKissick.
end.
J.D. McKissick, James White, Lindsey,
Ingram just went. You were right.
Geo.
Experiment Rhinos.
I knew he was gonna. That fucker.
So
That really sucks.
do you want Cole Kmet? Cole Kmet, is it?
Not at this pick.
I've like cooled off on him. I mean, Kevin, I know that you want another wide receiver.
I want Ingram bad, dude. The Spearman.
Is this where I get to use a veto on a guy?
Yeah, can we go back
Depends
and
on who.
not take Will Fuller and move everybody up around so that we got Hunter Henry and Evan Ingram?
What if I wanted to take? I want to wait for this pick
It's terrible.
because I don't want to. Yeah,
I'd much rather have Will
because I would take one more wide receiver, and then I think we might literally one more, and I think we're good.
This is tight end premium.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with Kmet. I'm fine with Cook. I'm fine with Kmet. That was the guy. All right, my veto's. Yeah, I wanted Rondale Moore. I'm fine with Kmet or Cook, or even Ertz. Like, I'm fine double tapping and then being done, or taking a guy late.
I would rather have.
I mean,
Ertz
do you want to
than
take a Kmet with a Henry and have that be our guy? You know, our two interchangeable guys. And we can hope that they send Jimmy Graham to the glue factory.
Oh yeah, if we want Kmet, we got to take him down.
I'm fine with it, Gary.
Let's take.
I mean, I trust. We can do that. I trust the Zach Jarwin thing more, but you guys like Cole Kmet.
I'm fine with Kmet. 10 seconds.
Let's do it. Cole Kmet, done.
Right.
We'll get
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
fine. I'm fine with that there because I think that's a stab on an upside guy that could, if Jimmy Graham is cut or whatever happens. I mean, there's paths to him even with Jimmy Graham there. I mean, we saw at the end of last year where Kmet was out snapping, and out targeting. Graham was kept afloat by touchdowns.
Gary, I know you like Jared Cook. I think Jared Cook's kind of interesting in this type. I mean, he's so touchdown dependent though, and tied for third target with who? So the top two targets in your mind, Zach, are Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler. So he's tied with Mike Williams. I mean, he does come over with the coach, right? Joe Lombardi comes over, but I mean, he's never been peppered. He had 37 catches last year. That was like tied for 24th of all tight ends.
Yeah, and I think just with the infusion of Justin Fields there, I mean, it's obviously a lesser bet than we've got two stabs at the Chicago offense that could potentially be the top two in that offense. If we're making a ceiling projection on the Bears offense, Kmet's got to be a big part of that.
I was hoping Blake Jarwin would come back to us to appease Gary, but he went there. I mean, I just Jarwin I just don't see how, like, if Jarwin is getting 4 or 5 targets a week that are consistent targets, and he's putting up
what happened to the team,
or I'm saying we've already won. You know what I mean? If they can feed Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, Zeke, Pollard, and Jarwin, then we won when we drafted Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott gets 950 attempts.
Right? You know what I mean? And it's like, I almost feel like
absurd.
Yeah. But in terms, I get what Gary's saying, like in terms of throwing a guy in for a bye week fill-in, that would have been nice. But I think, we'll know what Kmet is. Like, we might not. Kmet's a guy that if he's playing, we'll be comfortable starting him by Henry's bye week when we need him. And if he's not playing well, then he won't even be on our team at that point. We got waivers here, so we can get a little crazy.
Let me take a look and see. Oh, the one guy I was looking at got taken 2 picks ago. That's unfortunate. I know he's your boy, Coop.
Who is it?
Manny Sanders.
Oh,
Yeah,
should I put him in the queue? Yeah, I'm feeling him this year.
I'm glad that we didn't go Manny Sanders. That's what I was thinking of doing, hoping that a tight end would come back. My question is, at this next pick, so we have 6 wide receivers. Do we go with our 4th running back? The guy that I have been drawn to, usually once I see Gus Edwards go, has been Geo. And I can't decide if that's a totally wasted pick or somebody that ends up having like some sneaky value? I honestly, I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead. Kyle.
Oh, I was just gonna say with Kamara and Jones in this build, I would value contingent value versus like a pass like versus a James White or a J.D. McKissick. I think those guys locking in those two guys in the first 2 rounds, I think that puts us on the path to, if we can take a stab on a guy that had maybe even like a Xavier Jones or something like that, where something breaks right, or Chuba Hubbard. Yeah.
Okay.
Something breaks right in that offense.
Totally on board with that. Love it.
We've got our money. We've got our money on Kamara and Aaron Jones at this point. You know what I mean? Like we're kind of boned if they're not good. And we have Zach Moss as a bye week fill-in. So I kind of do like the idea of upside. Though I will say Gio does have a path to playing time because Aaron Jones and Leonard Fournette both had 5 drops last year, and they both graded outside the top 120 backs in pass blocking. So there's a very specific reason that Gio Bernard got brought in, Gary. So you're not crazy to think that he's got value,
But he's not going to be a top 24, more than likely not a top 24.
No, I think that ship has sailed if what he did last season in Cincinnati.
That ship sailed back when they brought in Jeremy Hill.
Yeah, it really did. He was great. Didn't he have like top 10 season in fantasy, like his second year?
Gio was, yeah. Gio was a stud, and then they brought in Jeremy Hill and that's when they split the backfield. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They thunder and lightning that. And didn't Hill have like 13 touchdowns that year or something stupid like that?
Yeah, Hill was a stud that year. That was a year he was a rookie with. I remember that because a buddy of mine, but he said
that Boyd's rookie year.
It was the same rookie year as Odell and them because a buddy of mine,
2016, 15.
He jumped into he like set a queue, and it drafted 7 quarterbacks for him. Like it didn't differentiate. So he just went in and had to drop a bunch of quarterbacks and add players, and he ended up adding a bunch of rookies. He was like, fuck it. He added, I'm not even kidding, in this one waiver move where he dropped like 4 quarterbacks, he added Mike Evans, Odell Beckham, Jeremy Hill.
Yeah, we're up in a second here. Sorry.
Oh, I'm telling a story.
I know. So the debate is, I think it's early on Lindsey, Chuba, or X. So the question is, are we going to go with another wide receiver? Because there's somebody I really like, but I don't know if it's too early. Is he still there? And that's
we got
Christian Kirk.
I like Christian Kirk. I'm not taking Philip Lindsay in any format.
That's fine. Well,
is that somebody we can wait on though?
3 running backs.
We could probably wait on Kirk. So
okay.
I'm fine with Hubbard, honestly. I mean, that's what 13th round. I mean, we're already seeing guys like Singletary, Murray. We're seeing 0 RB guys go. We saw Gainwell go.
Did Alexander Madison already go?
Yeah, Madison went a couple rounds ago.
Yeah, take Chuba Hubbard, man.
I'm perfectly fine with that because CMC has a hangnail. He's a top 24 guy.
They say Hubbard looks explosive. He might be returning kicks, but they say he looks amazing. And he's the next man up for sure.
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. That's what I'm talking about, the contingent value, because if something happens to CMC, and CMC's no, picture of health either. I mean, obviously last season, so I'm fine with that. I'm gonna take him.
We don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, like last year, Alexander Madison and Tony Pollard both got around 100 touches, 100 rushes, right? That's actually pretty standard for a backup running back. In fact, there were a lot that got more than that. You know what I mean? Like, who's to say Chuba Hubbard doesn't get 100 rushes? And he's the same exact thing as Tony Pollard or Alexander Madison. Tony Pollard went a bazillion rounds ago. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's arbitrage Tony Pollard.
So this is kind of like, this is the point in the draft where I always start like ask myself, like, at what point am I now saying I want to load up on X, Y, and Z? Like, this is a 20-round draft, and it was interesting to me that Justin in the chat was like, don't even worry about quarterback. You can pick somebody else up off waivers. But, like, at this point, like, that RB5, with the exception of maybe Xavier Jones, feels like they're nothing to me. Like, they're not somebody that has this crazy top 24 upside. We have 6 wide receivers. So this is just like a long-winded question to you guys. Like, what do you do with this next pick? And we still have, 6 more picks?
Yeah.
Well,
at
we
what
have to
point is
allocate-
Cam the pick? Or
Yeah, we have to allocate kicker and defense, so that takes 2 of those there.
Okay, so thank you.
I think we're fine on running back, where we can take another stab on a guy later. I think we still need a wide receiver or 2.
Yeah, we need to get one more tight end at some point, but it doesn't have to be next.
Yeah, we can wait on like a guy like a Hooper or like a Mo Alley Cox, or even if we want to go super deep, and it's a guy that maybe we end up just churning that spot anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take Gronk.
No.
As much as I love him, he's super touchdown dependent and just so unpredictable. He will score a bunch of touchdowns. A couple of them will be awesome. You know what I mean? But he is the third target there. Bruce Arians likes to use the tight ends to block. I would rather take Zach Ertz. If I was on the clock right now, even though Rob Gronkowski is the next tight end in the queue, I would take Zach Ertz next, because as crazy as it sounds, Zach Ertz could be playing big slot for that team, and he could be getting a lot of targets. I mean, Zach Ertz, like, that's the thing about these situations, is a lot of times it's about money, it's about whatever, but they respect him there. You know what I mean?
Right.
That has not stopped.
I normally would never say this in a league like this. I think my vote would be the Ravens defense.
I'm not touching as far as defense. I don't feel like we need to touch it. We've seen defenses just come out of the wood.
Someone just took one.
Yeah, Rams just
so
took.
And that's why I was like, it's gonna go, and it's gonna be. We're like, anyway. Our team is super high end stuff. Yeah, I don't think. I think the Rams fall off, so that's why I'm like, I think the Ravens have
the only pick in this draft that bugged me was that Evan Ingram pick. God damn it!
There's 2 guys I really like here, and I hope at least one of them falls. And it's a guy we talked about on the previous pick, Christian Kirk.
Yeah,
I also like Paris Campbell a lot here.
What about the AJ Green hype that he's getting?
Campbell, I'm a little concerned because the Wentz injury puts Kirk above Campbell for me. Hey, Kirk, dude.
Yeah.
Kirk,
yeah.
I tweeted that clip out of Cliff Kingsbury. Literally, Kirk catches a pass, then he walks over, and Kingsbury goes, "How do you like playing inside there?" And Kirk goes, "I like it." And Kingsbury goes, "I think this is going to be really good for you. And if we got to move you outside, we'll move you outside." That tells me that he's treating Kirk. Not only is he moving Kirk in the slot now that Larry's gone, which is where he should have been playing, but he's talking to Kirk as if like, you know what, we're gonna make sure we take care of you. You know what I mean? We're gonna have you here, and if we got to move you outside, we'll move you there. Which I like that, and you don't see that often. But I mean, the Cardinals, they posted on YouTube themselves. You can watch it on YouTube.
So Ertz or Kirk?
The old Ertz and Kirk.
I think I'd go Kirk here.
Yeah.
Who just went? See in a second here.
Well, how do they look in the queue? Like
Gronk went. So Kirk is down there a little bit, but I think
no. Let's take Ertz, man. We got so many wide receivers. We need
and then just be done. We could be done at tight end.
Then we could be done.
I want to take Ertz because if Watson gets traded, that will
okay.
Be higher.
All right, I'm fine with Ertz there. What's his
The other thing is that it's not out of the question that Zach Ertz gets traded. That's still
it's not.
Yeah, to the Bills.
That would suck. But
take out the homerism, but it
maybe not.
Ertz to the Bills makes sense.
It would suck.
All right, I'm taking Ertz here.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, and I think we're done at there.
I like that. I mean, we didn't get two of the Trotman, Henry, Ingram group, but we got 3 guys that we talked about. We talked about these guys rounds ago, you know?
Yeah. I like that. That's a good group.
Hell yeah.
And then I think
and we're gonna find there's gonna be a guy. Here's what's gonna happen, right? The year's gonna start, and then someone's gonna get hurt that no one expected to get hurt. And now all of a sudden a tight end is gonna come out into the woodwork. Like you said earlier, Antonio Brown froze his feet off, right? Darren Waller wasn't supposed to even exist.
Dude, we could get the season of Albert Akui Boonham.
Could happen. It could happen.
Could be the season of Josiah DeGuara. We don't know. That's why they play the games, boys.
I mean,
Halfback score points too.
what if Bill Belichick paid Johnny Smith and Hunter Henry just to motivate Devin Asiasi?
Yeah.
To be
That's
his best self.
awesome. Yeah, and then they go retrade for Ryan Izzo.
What if Tim Tebow leads the Jaguars in targets? Like, why don't we draft with one of our last picks, take Jordan Akins? Why can't Jordan Akins be the second target after Brandon Cooks?
How do you feel about? I want to know your thoughts here because this is somebody I know you have not talked about, at least with me. CJ Uzoma.
So Uzoma is a guy that
he's super athletic. I mean, the first 2 games he played were fantastic. I mean, he was getting 5-6 targets a game.
But he tore his Achilles.
Yeah, exactly. That's the bugaboo. That's the big
and the 3 and they have the 3 wide receivers.
Yeah.
But you're right. You're right. People forget that Uzoma was on the radar. I think if you go back and look at it after week 1, I recommended people add Logan Thomas. And then after that, I had Jimmy Graham. But I think only 2 players under that, I was saying pick up CJ Uzoma because the usage was there and the targets were there. So, Kev, you're not crazy on that one. But it's just the, you know what I mean? Like the Achilles is such a – Achilles and the patella tendon. Anytime I hear that, I'm like –
what if he kept that up, though? What if he hadn't gotten hurt? That's the thing. We could be looking at a super athletic guy. Maybe that wouldn't have necessitated the Bengals drafting Jamar Chase. You could have had Higgins and Boyd there, and then maybe they take Penny Sewell because, hey, we got to protect, it's the butterfly effect.
And then Joe Mixon is the number 1 overall running back in the league.
All right, so we got a few picks here. There's only 4 picks up to us, and
it's going to be there. Don't worry about it.
I love the level of speculation that we've gotten to in the 15th round of this draft. In the beginning round,
DJ.
In the beginning round, it's all certainty, and in the 15th round, we're talking about Bengals butterfly effect.
We know who the pick is going to be. It's top of the queue. We know who it's going to be.
Boston Scott. That's a thing. Colt Beasley.
Boom.
Yeah, Boston Scott's a little.
Everyone's just loading up on these low ceiling, low floor picks. Below the floor, everyone's loading up on these below the floorboard Edgar Allan Poe picks.
Should we be in lockstep with these guys and be taking like Jameson Crowder or what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, Jameson Crowder.
The four condom play, as safe as it gets.
Right. We might as well take if we're going this far, like low floor, low ceiling. We might as well.
Sterling Shepard.
There we go. We got Christian Kirk.
We talked about him 2 rounds ago, and we're getting him in the 15th.
They're not tuning in, guys. They're not tuning in.
Why did you just say Sterling Shepard?
Because he's a 4 condom play too, ish.
He's like a movie theater floor condom guy.
I understand that.
Insert the grandma's boy should have worn a condom as one of our drops.
This is not the chat. If for Robert Tonyan, the apology tour. Like, we are never going to stand for Robert Tonyan. I'm sorry. I'm a Packers fan.
If you like that pick, Liz, and Liz has been on point in the chat. I would encourage you to skip part of my article coming out on Friday, the Robert Tonyan section, because it's not going to be super flattering. Good story.
The 88.1% catch rate. It's the 59 targets. It's the fact that he had 37% of his output in one game with the 5th and 6th string safeties for the Falcons.
And Allen Robinson and Devontae Adams was out, and Alan
Lazard was out.
Yep. And
by the way.
And Robert Tonyan had 1 contested catch. James O'Shaughnessy had 2. So that speaks to it's more of the fact that people were forgetting about him and he was just scoring touchdowns than it was. I mean, if you go back, we go back through it, the guys that have been able to be a top 5 tight end without being a top 2 target on their team are Tunyon and Martellus Bennett back in 2014. It's like the guys that have had double-digit touchdowns with less than 60 targets are just Robert Tunyon and Gronk that year that he played like 8 games. It's like not – it's unless he's like a superhero, which, I mean, technically it could be possible. He's probably more of a Gary Barnidge type outlier. That's kind of it's such a tough bet for me.
All right, so we're rounding out into the 16th here. So we went back to wide receiver here. We've got 4 running backs. We're done at tight end. Do we want to be done at quarterback? Or I mean, there's still upside guy like Tua is still out there. I understand like the one quarterback thing, but I'm fine taking a shot on I mean, Fitzpatrick is still out there. Taysom Hill's out there. Tua's out there. Even Matt Ryan's still out there. I think,
dude, this league, this type of format, man, this waivers, bro. We could take Deshaun Watson, and if he's done, then we just drop him.
Yeah, he's at the top. He's there right now.
There's waivers, man. Like,
yeah, exactly.
We're dropping a bunch of these guys anyway. We're going to be dropping in a 20-round draft. We're going to be dropping a lot of these guys. That's one where you hold him. We could drop as soon as we find out he's not playing, we could drop him. You know, and we could probably pick up we could probably pick up Big Ben. I mean, is everyone drafting 2 quarterbacks?
Oh shit! Sorry, I was on the wrong feed.
We're up next. I mean, you're looking at Deshaun Watson's there. You know, I don't mind taking a shot on Tua or even Baker Mayfield as a second quarterback.
This makes me want to take Bakey Mayfield.
Wakey
Bakey Mayfield, dude. I mean that comment kind of makes me interested, dude. But Deshaun Watson, like the upside is infinite.
Do we want to take the guy? I mean, do we want to play that game we played on Bestie's game night, or Cooper Kupp, Baker Mayfield, CeeDee Lamb, the names that sound like food?
The kitchen appliances.
All right,
we have 2 more skill players. We have 2 more skill picks. Just
Hakeem Witherspoon. That's another kitchen appliance.
Austin Hooper just went. So, what do we think? Do we want to just take a stab at a second quarterback? We can take. I'm fine with that. I mean, honestly, worst comes to worst, or we could take the upside to Deshaun Watson and then churn him.
I kind of. This is kind of crazy here, but I kind of like. What Gary was saying, Baltimore D here.
You like it?
Because we can get Cam later. We only have 2 more picks. I would rather lock in
You want to take a defense here? I'm fine with it.
Everyone's going to be taking. Like, think about it.
We're going to start a run.
It gives us that flip. It lets us flip the script on them because we're going to be taking. Yeah, take the defense because everyone
has
start
the run.
Defense kicker. We'll take kicker in our last round. So, how many more picks do we have?
We have 3, 17, 18, 19, 20. 4.
Yeah, 3 more.
Yeah, the guys that we're thinking of, everyone's going to have to take kicker and defense at some point in these next 3 picks. So many of these guys are going to fall to us. A lot of these quarterbacks are going undrafted. There's no question.
I would only take 2 quarterbacks as our 2, and that's going to either be Deshaun or Cam. I don't think I care about and Tua. Those are the only.
Yeah, 3. I was going to say because Tua. I think he represents enough upside there to take. Yeah. If we're going to bet on a ceiling projection, he's likely going to be a 1-week guy anyway. So, I mean, it's not like we're ever going to play him in a matchup.
If this guy that took Tyler Higbee didn't make so many bad, terrible, awful picks, then Ryan Tannehill, where he got him, is like an amazing pick. You know,
that's a really good. Yeah, just looking at that value. There we go. Look, New England's defense just went
right. So he started the run, but like, look at it. Like, again, this guy took Hollywood, Terrace Marshall, Tyler Higbee, like just so
like Terrace Marshall. I know was getting buzz. I understand that, but at the 11th, like, what are you doing?
What are the other rookie wide receivers that haven't gone?
Nico Collins.
Nico hasn't.
So Nico, and then has Kadarius gone? I don't care.
No. Amari Rogers is still there.
So I really like Lazard over Rodgers.
Randall Cobb's
Randall Cobb. I'd rather have Randall Cobb than either of those guys.
I've been doing my research for Draft with Giants, and Amari Rodgers has been catching kickoffs.
Paris Campbell's still out there. Like, I know what we want to say about the Indianapolis passing game, but in the 17th round, De'Ami Brown, yeah, exactly, him too. Who are we really going to pin our hopes on Adam Humphries in the slot for 17 games?
For a redraft, I like Nico Collins over all those guys. He's playing with the ones right now. Nico.
I mean, this is we could take shots here. These are lottery tickets.
Yeah.
I would rather play them on rookies that we don't know anything. They're just scratch off tickets at this point.
I think we should take Deshaun Watson, and then we can drop him for any one of these quarterbacks if we need to. There's no way all these quarterbacks get drafted before the end of this draft.
Burn in hell while we swim in our money.
I mean,
yeah, no, I totally agree.
I mean, dude, it is what it is, man.
Look, that's why I took him in Scott Fishbowl, because when let's be honest, when have we ever, trusted the NFL to do something right with Deshaun Watson? That's why I took him.
If a grand jury indicts Deshaun Watson, then we can drop him. You know what I mean? If he plays football, then he is good at football. That's the problem with that system of all or nothing. You know what I mean? If you let him play, he's going to play well.
Right.
We don't condone drafting him doesn't mean we condone his actions.
Right.
Don't worry, I'm totally kidding. I don't give a shit.
There's good. Makes me feel better.
The
Marquez
dream
Callaway,
died.
I like that pick, that Marquez Callaway pick. And I also like
tonight we took a life, the life of the party.
I got three guys, given that we still need a kicker and we have, I think, 2 more picks. Quintez, Wayne Gallman, Nico Collins.
Gallman,
this
I'm
is
okay.
not even a Coop thing. Nico Collins, he was one of the only 6'5" receivers. We like big-bodied receivers. In later rounds, the taller guys that are the bigger guys do a little bit better. And Michigan had terrible quarterback play. So I'm not surprised that he fell that far. And we know he is the number 2 on that offense.
I have 2 running backs also in my mind.
One is Damian Williams.
I'm sure you have 100 running backs you still like.
No, I'm looking right now. I'm looking at Kadri Allison, who could have a path to being relevant in Atlanta. And did he just go? And Salvin Ahmed.
I actually like Malcolm Brown better than Salvin.
Yeah, I was going to say you prefer Salvin over. Yeah.
Let's take Le'Veon Bell. Let's just.
I just don't know if because of how Chan Gailey had that offense, he wanted to run that bell cow. They have 2 OCs right now. Eric Sturda, whatever the hell. Anyway, I just don't know if they do that one running back thing like they did last year with Myles Gaskin, and then he got hurt, and Ahmed was the guy. There goes Watson, by the way.
I'm adding all the players.
Do we want it? How do you feel about Tua?
If he's there, I would go. He is the only other guy. You just think that
just plenty.
Someone? Yeah. Okay, we're on the board.
We're starting Dak every week. What about Nelson?
Okay. What are we thinking here? I still haven't used my what you call it, by the way.
Do it. Plant your flag on Quadri Allison.
No, I would plant it on. I planted on De'Ami Brown.
Take Tua. Tua plays the Falcons week 7.
Okay, is that your veto?
We need a week 7 quarterback.
One of you guys make a pick here. Make a pick. You got.
I'm taking Tua.
He has the highest upside, and he is the only. I'm not even high on Tua, but
I'm not either.
The height of what he could be. What are we talking
Coop
about?
Coop's mad.
I like Tua.
The 17th round is that's when he is taking a stand. And he's sitting.
No. You guys had I'm looking at my Twitter. You guys had. I like Tua, dude. He hasn't thrown it. He he was like 7 for 7 with 7 touchdowns with no picks the last few practices.
Yeah, with no wide receivers. Like Parker,
we could drop them. We can always drop them.
We can all. That's the thing with all these guys. Might as well go high upside here.
Yeah, and I think Tua represents at least some upside. I mean, solid upside.
And Liz made a good point with Deshaun Watson is that he already said he's not playing for it. Nelson Aguilar was the pick. I mean, everyone knew that.
The one that you didn't say?
I said it. I put him in the queue. You guys were bickering.
I can't see the queue. I'm just here watching you guys talk.
So he was in the queue, and my thought process was they paid all this money for 3 players: Jonnu, Aguilar, Henry. Like the only way Henry can be a bad pick is if Jonnu and Aguilar are the top 2 targets, and Henry's just kind of a waysider, you know. But we already have plenty of wide receivers. We have.
But I just want to let you guys know that we do still have a stacking opportunity with Dak Prescott.
Just shut up with your Cedric Wilson bullshit.
No, it's even better.
Semi Fehoko?
It's even better.
Is it Dalton Schultz?
No, it's Greg Zuerlein.
No. Oh, hey, wait. Actually, that's kind of.
I like it. I totally like it. It's in a dome. You never know. Yeah,
Greg the Lag man. I'm okay with that here. Honestly,
not that good last year. I don't follow. Like I don't know.
I like him, and Koo is still out there too. I mean, I'm fine with those guys. If they don't get there, they don't get there, and whatever. We can take Tyler Bass or something like that. But I mean, if Legatron is there,
once you mention the kicker, I think every single person watching this stream just left.
You would rather.
No, we were at 5
like
for
Jason
a while.
Sanders or Koo or Tyler Bass. Excuse me. The Trulies are hitting me.
Did Liz leave too?
I hope not.
Oh, there goes Coop.
We appreciate Liz. It was the Tunyon stuff. Like Coop, you went way too after school special on Robert Tunyon.
I told her
like you getting like there goes the kickers.
I told
Sony
her.
Michelle.
Liz, I love you. I apologize.
The ghost of Sony Michelle is still alive and kicking.
Like, why isn't Ramondre Stevens?
Le'Veon Bell?
I love that Le'Veon Bell pick. He's such a jerk, but I mean, if someone's willing to bring that cancer in, he wasn't terrible last year.
Oh man,
I would rather have Adrian Peterson than Le'Veon Bell.
I would rather have Lamar Miller than either. At least he's on a team.
That's just wrong.
Devonta Freeman just got signed. Don't sleep on that.
DJ Dallas, possibility to be the third down back.
That's interesting. I did see that, by the way.
This is the second longest stream we've had since draft night.
Yeah, it's a good thing we started early.
And Pemba's here.
And Pemba.
Hey, Pemba, who you like, dude?
He's got to be on board with us, by the way, on Legatron if he's there.
Oh yeah, I'm totally down.
Yeah, but you like
Zuerlein? We
Zuerlein?
could just fuck off for the last 2 picks and go do what we want.
Am I going to overreact when I see we got sniped? Yes!
Oh,
dude,
that was
all
amazing.
All right, I think we can wait another round.
Yeah, we're just gonna wait then.
Can I use my pick here?
Here's the real question: is Impemba a spy?
Kevin,
maybe
pick whoever you want.
Before
I'm taking Diami Brown.
Impemba
Oh
said,
yeah.
Hey, this is Impemba's chat. Can we kick him out of the chat somehow?
We are not taking another running back in these wide receiver in these last 2 picks.
No, we are done at wide receiver.
Thank you.
You have my solemn vow. We are done at wide receiver.
Impemba said fold
till the next round.
Where are we?
Yeah.
Kick him out of the chat.
I know who he should. Whatever.
It's not letting me. I can't. Can I put? It says I can't put the user in timeout.
Stop it. Get some help.
Close enough.
Yeah.
I have to ask. We are in round gonna be 19, and if he is there, Marlon Mack. He is getting stupid pub out of training camp.
Is he? They like him?
Yeah. A lot of people have just been like, I keep watching this, and it's just shocking that they want to go back to him, that they want. I don't know. Maybe
if the Marlon Mack, the pro Marlon Mack stuff, if anything to me, that's pro Cam Akers dynasty talk. Because Marlon Mack is one of the people doing that new experience. There's like a new surgery that the Colts seem to like, that Eric Fisher. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Pemba, Met Folk.
Like Foles, dude. So it's like that new treatment for the Achilles that people seem to like. And I mean, if the Colts got it figured out, I doubt they
there
would
he goes.
keep that info.
What?
Impemba's a spy.
I said Wayne Gallman, but
Impemba, please identify yourself as which team you are.
He's all of them.
He's playing against us. Is this some kind of like weird Tron scenario where he is the Matrix?
He's all,
and we're eating blue pills and red pills. We ate a lot of yellow pills tonight.
Kev, this whole time that we've all been robots and you've been living in a simulation.
Well, at least I did it drafting wide receivers I like.
You went out. Your last moment in the Matrix is drafting De'Ami Brown.
Damn right.
I was like when that dude finally gets to eat that steak.
I'm Tom Hanks. Me. I'm sitting there on the island of just the zero RB island, and I finally get to the airport, and all I want to do is just eat up Hunter Henry, Cole Kmet, and Zach Ertz. It's my 3 tight end. Our triumvirate of tight end, testosterone, something else that starts the letter T.
So here's what I'm thinking. If these we don't take a kicker with our next pick because only one team after us needs a kicker. So right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Because why would we take a kicker? None of these other teams are taking 2 kickers, right? So why would we take a kicker when there's only
these teams will take 2 kickers?
Let's look at a running back then.
Yeah, Gallman, Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, I'm fine with Gallman. There's Ty Johnson too.
No, let's get spicier than that, boys. Let's take Chris Evans.
So, trying to bring that up.
Worst comes to worst, we churn it.
Chris Evans.
We want to take a. Do we want to take a stab at the Chargers? Figuring that out.
Nico Collins, Josh Palmer, just so many amazing players left.
I would personally go with Chris Evans, Wayne Gallman, or Ramondre Stevenson.
Put them in the queue. I want to see how they look in the queue. Stevenson, minimal upside because they're not going to throw it to him. They don't throw it to anyone. Why would they throw it to him?
Right, but like
250 pounds.
He's big Damian Harris. Someone is listening to us.
I like Wayne Gallman here.
No.
I also think he's a totally wasted pick. I like Chris Evans.
I like Allison too. I talked about Allison.
Chris, use your
Chris Evans.
Yeah, use it, Gary.
Well, it's 2 against 1, and it's round 19. Chris Evans.
Yeah, well, Gary.
All right.
Gary,
is this the guy that was Captain America?
I have not been able to use anything.
Use it now. Gary's using it now on Chris Evans because
I'm not wasting this on Chris Evans. But
we only have to pick
2 of the 3.
We just took Chris Evans.
We have to pick a kicker in the last round. What are you going to use it like week 4 during waivers?
Fuck yes, I am.
He's gonna use it taking.
That's gonna be hanging over our head all season.
Mason Rudolph or Jordan Love.
The fact that we got like Fuller, Moore, and Moss consecutively, and Henry, like I feel like I'm good because I
feel like I had to really fight for. I mean, I know we all got to agree on that Elijah Moore and even the Will Fuller. I feel like I had to fight for that, but I think we're in the long run. The way everything worked out, I like it.
Wait, for real?
Chris Evans is she likes Team 10, I think. Chris Evans is a John Impemba special. He pointed out some Chris Evans stuff on the Fantasy Alarm podcast a while back. That in terms of his usage, his pass catching, pass blocking, that does indicate that he could potentially be a Gio Bernard replacement. So I do like that pick a lot.
I like it, and that's
it's
it.
not as
This
if
was me.
Mixon's
I was
a
talking
picture
about.
of
Yeah, and was talking
Sorry,
about
Ken.
too. No, you're fine. I interrupted you. I was going to let you continue.
No, I had nothing else to say. We were
I was
Yeah.
just going to say I felt like, I was surprised Cincinnati didn't add a running back. So clearly, I mean they did with Chris Evans, sure, but I mean earlier in the draft, I thought they were primed for like a guy that was going to start breaking heart, like a Kenny Gainwell. But Chris Evans can be that guy. I mean, you P. Ryan or Travion Williams. I mean, I think Travion Williams, I'm pretty sure, is the better pass blocker. Too,
I know who I
if that
want to use.
means anything.
He was.
I get to pick our kicker.
There's a lot of good options out there if I'm being out. Can I
Jason
throw out
Sanders makes it
suggestions?
to us? Hell yeah. We get this the Tua Sanders stack. I'm totally on board with that.
I love kickers on weird offenses. Like for a long time, that was Justin Tucker, where Baltimore they could move the ball, but then it would always get stuck on like the 34-yard line.
Like Tua.
Well, yeah, or like even like the Raiders, like Daniel Carlson was awesome last year. Brandon McManus with the thin air.
Yeah, we know that.
I'm looking at. Yeah,
well, we know that the Packers with LaFleur, after this whole Rodgers thing, they're not going to be wheeling Crosby out in any situation where they.
Well, Crosby, all Crosby does is kick extra points,
or if it's a crucial playoff field goal, he'll go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll roll them out. They'll roll them out in the fourth quarter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. As far as going forward on fourth down, the Packers have to be this year probably in the top tier of teams that are doing that. I mean, you can't, as a coach, you can't live that down now.
Sanders has got to be gone.
You guys pick. It's either going to be Jason Sanders or Will Lutz, and you guys have to decide between
So is this our
only two options.
Oh, he
damn
did.
it! It's Will Lutz.
Little weasel. Is that the stripper name guy? No, that was the other guy.
Do we want? I mean, I don't know about Lutz though. I mean, how many opportunities do we honestly think the Saints are going to get? I mean, it's indoors. That's one. That's.
I mean, it's our.
No, I don't want Blankenship.
Our first round pick is Alvin Kamara, so we got to think that the Saints are going to be at least okay.
Okay, that's fine with me.
That's our stack.
But like we're talking about the finish, right? The
punch
finish.
it in, punch it in, kick it in.
Can't finish. It's Winston, or potentially stalling at the 40 with Hill.
Kamara to Lutz.
If you can't punch it in, we'll kick it in. Let's go.
That's the baton. We are passing the baton from our first round pick to our last round pick.
Yep.
Beautiful.
That's what we call the FFPC po' boy.
Dude, I've been podcasting for 3 hours now.
Yeah. Hey, so have I. I was on that ball blast with Okada before this. So
how's that?
Good. Drafted. Let's see. Took Aaron Jones at 108. I think. Not bad.
Liz Ballard's awesome.
Liz Ballard was the MVP.
Yeah. Thanks for chatting.
Thanks,
appreciate
Liz.
you.
Yeah. Shout out to Liz Ballard, dude. Shout out to Justin too. Killed it in this draft, dude.
Even Mpemba got in there and
not really
rustled some jimmies.
Yeah, the third WGI was piping in. I enjoyed some of his stuff there, dude.
Yeah,
good squad. So
yeah, I like this team. I mean, Kamara and Jones. I mean, not super ideal, but Jones falling there was, we were talking today in the chat in our group chat. We were gonna take him at 107.
I love that pick.
So
there. Love that.
Yeah. And then I think we got enough wide receiver value. Robinson, Moore, Higgins. We took a little detour for Dak Prescott.
Way too many wide receivers. Detour. We took 6 wide receivers. You start 2 wide receivers. You only have to start 2 wide receivers in this league.
That's fine.
Oh, I just realized that Coop wasn't watching while we were drafting.
What?
You're talking about?
You just said we took 6 wide receivers. Yes, we took 7.
We took 6 in like the very beginning.
We got 6 by round 9.
We have 3 starting running backs on high octane offenses.
Yeah,
it's pretty sick.
we got those
You're
top 3
still
wide
just pissed
receivers.
off that we didn't get Evan Ingram or Adam Troutman.
You know
That's all
exactly
this is,
why.
right?
Yes,
That is it.
I'm pissed that we didn't get Evan.
But like
Ingram.
at the Will Fuller pick, it pretty much was it should have been Mostert and then the Elijah. No, I don't see a way that it kind of fits with how the board fell. Honestly,
what's in Pemba talking about Jones?
Aaron Jones, probably where we got him.
Right. Yeah. For stupid pick. I mean, I don't get it. But the thing
in a board, I
normally
thought was going to be running back heavy. For him to fall there is just we had to do it.
Yeah, you go back through the picks though, and they all kind of make sense. Even though some of them are out of order, like Terry Kills early. I mean, it's like I get how Jones could be there. I mean, Antonio Gibson over Aaron Jones, where that's one that's a little weird.
To quote Peter Overzet, your lineup has to tell a story.
I'm drafting.
And ours says that we have a 0 RB'er and a tight end truther.
I have a draft with Overzet, live draft in person with him this weekend on Sunday. That's going to be special. Dude.
Wait, what? Where's this?
Beantown, the Beantown Brawl. It's me.
Nice.
It's me, Joey Cardolano.
No.
We got to be from Boston. That's the thing. So it's me, Joey Cardolano, Pete Davidson, Pat Thorman, Jim Hackett, Kevin Coutillo, Dave Caban, Bob Gilchrist, the Roto Street Wolf, who I'm actually not sure who that is, but he's got a lot of followers.
That's cool.
Yeah, it should be fun. Kevin O'Brien.
Yeah. Awesome. The FF engineer, too. I didn't know he was from that area, too. That's cool.
He's the commissioner. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the commissioner of that one. So, and Pemba, you're next on the list. I just got invited. So.
Yeah, you guys could have also driven to the expo, too, but I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I didn't. I don't want to get into
that's like
I'm excited for the old Kings Classic here to see who the hell we're going to be drafting with me and Brian Drake. We're going to be co-managing.
Are you doing the auction with him or just the?
No, Steve's doing Steve Rappin's doing the auction. Me and him are doing the redraft.
Steve is still going? I didn't know he was still going.
I think Steve's going. Yeah.
I'd much rather do the redraft than the auction in that.
Yeah, me too.
In that enviirement, I like it.
For 6 hours.
I would not. Yeah, I'm very new
I like
to auction.
Yeah, I like an auction when it's like my friends and it's online. You know what I mean?
And you can Uber home.
Yeah, dude. I just in a format that I ideally a format that I've invented myself because I'm the commissioner. Like I trying to understand a league I've never been in with strangers live auction. I imagine they got these little paddles you hold up, like, you know what I mean, like one of those auctions.
Yeah, it's like Christie's.
Yeah, exactly. That's terrifying to me, really. And I feel like I know a lot about that stuff, but I'd be scared out of my mind.
Yeah, if we want to do another one of these, go talk to Pete so I can have a 0 RB brother in arms here.
Yeah.
So actually, we don't need to keep talking about it on here, but let's discuss if we want to do one more of these and see how it goes.
I like it.
The answer's
a lot of
yes.
money, but I'm down.
I'm down. We'll do that after the.
I think there's
after the expo and all that.
Inverse some of this. I think it would be interesting to see if we went wide receiver early, running back heavy, tight ends, or even like tight ends sprinkled early to figure out how we want to do it all.
Yeah, we could tinker with this, but we are absolutely live in this league. And I think if we get some, good outs here, I think we're live even if we get through this 12-man.
Guys,
getting into the big money.
I'm toast.
You're good, Coop. Yeah.
All right, let's pack her up. Let's get the kids to bed here. So, if you're still with us, thank you so much for tuning in and watching us get this football guys drafted. You can get that goddamn thing off my screen right now. Thank you. It'll get up on the wall, and I won't be able to say anything now. But again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody in the chat. We certainly appreciate you. Go sign up on Underdog. Use promo code Lightning. Get $25 off. You can get 5 puppies for that. Puppy dress, not actual puppies. Guys, anything else?
You said it.
I think we're good.
Use promo code Lightning Round.
Not
On everything.
promo code Lightning.
Even if you're buying stuff on Macy's, just use
Lightning.
Lightning Round.
Just throw it in there at Macy's. Just see, Macy's, reach out to us.
You never know.